this idea that confidence is, innate in some people, it's born in some people, or I don't have it here, I don't have it there, and I won't have it. Yes, some people do have chemical genetics that they are built with just more confidence out the womb. Absolutely, that is the case. But that's a small, limited amount. The rest of it is something that we can just train into ourselves. And the more you show up for yourself, the more you will breed that confidence. And I can't tell you how much. It's like a layer cake. You just keep going and your confidence gets higher and higher. And again, it is this idea that it is a skill. And I speak specifically to women primarily because women tend to not have that natural tendency to go out and kind of take the bull by its horns or stick your neck out there, right? Just even those visualizations are something that aren't equated with women.
Before I started crisis intervention consulting, that happened all the time.
Right.
Women were very hesitant to own their wins because they didn't want to appear to be a witch with the B word, right?
Yes.
Like, I don't want to come off like that. Yes, you're bragging or you're ridiculous. And unfortunately, that's something that we really have to push back on. No, you can.
That's not bragging.
No, it's not. It's just, I'm really good at this. And I'm happy to say that I'm really good at this. There's a difference between men who are just positive about who they are and men who are braggarts. And it's the same with women.
As women, we're swinging the pendulum the other way so far that we might be considered one of those also. Right. But there's an art to it. And there's books out there. And that's another thing I want to make women aware of, the fact that there's this art to bragging. So there's a book by Peggy Klaus, who's an author out of Berkeley, California. And it's Brag, ! The art of tooting your own horn. Mm-hmm. And it's this idea, very much like the idea that you can acquire confidence. It's just the idea of bragging. There's just a good way of doing it. And I can't tell you how many men I've come across that know how to brag so covertly, but that's what we're trying to do here. That is what we should be owning, what we should own up to, our wins. Exactly. But there's really just a way to do it that we need to practice.
If people being bright and shiny makes you feel bad about yourself, that's on you.
Right. That means you're not pushing yourself.
That's right. That's on you.
And in fact, too, I tend to use envy or jealousy as my barometer for, well, interesting. I'm probably envious of that because I want that. And so because someone else might have something else that another might envy, but I don't, I think it's just this wonderful, you can spin it and see it as a positive, as a symptom for something that you want. And so if that's the case, go work for it.
Going back to confidence being at the root of it, for some reason, for the last 2 years, I've been hearing, well, I'm dealing with imposter syndrome.
I'm glad you bring that up. That is absolutely in our training. And in fact, in the training, I speak about how imposter syndrome, so very much like what I spoke about the other topic, in envy and jealousy being a symptom and something to pay attention to, as opposed to just thinking, oh, I'm just jealous. Use it to your benefit. Imposter syndrome is exactly the same way. If you are not experiencing some imposter syndrome, you're actually not pushing yourself. Too much imposter syndrome, yes, you're going to be paralyzed. That's not the point where we want to get you to. But you should absolutely be experiencing some imposter syndrome, because imposter syndrome comes from you pushing yourself and being uncomfortable and going through this discomfort space, right? If you're not doing that, then you're in your comfort zone and too often and never pushing yourself.